Hello everybody and welcome back to another Figurehead Reviews video, and today we are taking a look at the DC Multiverse The Ray from the Lex Luthor Collect and Connect series. We have Ray displayed here in the front window with all of his extra accessories and Collect and Connect pieces. We have some artwork there that's very cool. You get the DC logo there at the top as well as the Lex Luthor Collect and Connect series, and then we can see some artwork there again on both sides, and on the back it appears one more time along with all the other figures in this wave you need to build Lex Luthor. In the top, we can see this is the Rebirth edition of the Ray. It says the Ray steps into the light and shines bright as a member of Batman's new JLA. And then down here at the bottom, we do have the UPC code, so you can check with your local retailer to see if they have this in stock. But enough about that. Let's get this open and take a look at the Ray. And here is the Ray outside of the packaging, and more I am loving these articulation updates that Mattel did. Really good looking figures that they're starting to put out here with good articulation. I love the fact that I can get some poses out of these guys. That is just great. This figure, when standing straight up tall, is about 6 3/8 inches tall, which makes him about 16.1 centimeters. So he's a good scale. He does come with some accessories that we're going to take a look at. He, of course, comes with the Lex Luthor Collect and Connect pieces, but we'll look at that when we actually put Luthor together. So let's go ahead and take a look first at the extra hands and head that he comes with, and then we'll get a better look at the figure itself. So Ray does come with 2 pair of interchangeable hands and 1 alternate head. We'll take a look at the alternate head here in just one moment, but looking at the interchangeable hands, so he comes with 1 pair of gripping hands, which I don't know why he doesn't have anything to grip. I kind of would have preferred something like what we saw with the Batman open gesture hands. I like those, but yeah. And then he comes with 2 fisted hands, and those just port in very similar to how you would port in with your classic Marvel Legends. You just got to line it up, and I feel like I'm just always more careful with the multiverse stuff, and I would suggest that you be a little more careful. I have had a larger number of pegs break on me on my multiverse figures than I have on my Marvel Legends, so, I mean, you can see the peg keeps wobbling as I push it in, and I'm just going to kind of rock it back and forth there and keep getting it lined up. There we go. So they do go in fine, but I think I'm going to have him with these fisted hands just because, again, he doesn't come anything to grip with these open hands. So, but let's go ahead and get a better look now at Ray. And starting first with the head sculpt that comes on the Ray, we just have his blank expression. And you'll notice the little fin there, or the mohawk at the top, did come out a little warped on mine. It was pressed against the plastic, so I will probably take some heat to that and see if I can't straighten it out. But otherwise, the head sculpt and the paint apps actually are pretty good. And that's something that Mattel always did, I think. More on average, had really good paint apps and actually decent head sculpts. The line work came out pretty good. Very little issue with overpaint or anything like that. So I actually do enjoy this head sculpt quite a bit. It looks good. To pop on the alternate head, so similar to Marvel Legends. However, I will say it's a little bit harder to get the heads off on these guys, and it is a different style ball joint than what a lot of us are used to, especially if you primarily collect the Marvel Legends. And then putting it on, similar to switching hands out on these, I just take it easy and slow and kind of twist it back and forth until you can get it all the way pressed in there, just because, I don't know, I've had these break on me. I've never had a Marvel Legends peg break, and I've had Multiverse pegs break on me, so it's still not even on all the way. Come on. There we go. I had to do a little bit of a jump cut there because I actually ended up having to work on that for quite a minute there. But on this head sculpt, we can see we get a smiling version of the Ray, and it looks like he's got something in the corner of his mouth there. What is that? It was just a shadow. No, that's a little problem with the paint, it looks like. So, otherwise, it looks pretty good there as well. Looks like the top piece there came out very straight and looks good on this head sculpt, so I am happy about that. Now, looking down at the rest of the body, we do get very simple paint work with the stripe there going across his chest, but otherwise we just have trim musculature, and actually, I like the sculpt work on it. It came out really well. He does have this jacket that is a soft material, rubber material that is, and goes all the way around to the back. and it doesn't impede the articulation, which is nice. So, but yeah, I do like the sculpt work on the, this is a newer body style versus the standard one that we've seen on a lot of like the DC Multiverse or DC Universe Classics. And then looking at the jacket sleeves on the arm, not bad. And then we got the fisted hands on there with a pretty limited basic paint there. And just white, and then back down again to some gold paint. So the paint applications on this figure are actually pretty basic. So that's not bad, though. I like the line work. And yeah, some overpaint around on like the collar there, but for the most part, it came out pretty good. Looking at the articulation, you do have a head that can go side to side, but because it is still that older style ball joint that the Mattel figures use, it doesn't have as much range up and down. You do have, you do have arms that can come up quite a ways, but you kind of have to, yeah, I felt that was happening. I actually hadn't gone up that high, so be careful. When I just went up all the way in like that, it definitely, yeah, rubbed there. But he does have arms that can come up pretty far, but you are going to get some little chipping there. It can rotate all the way around. It does have a bicep swivel, single jointed elbow, and there is no rotation at the elbow, which is really unnecessary with the rotation there. And then you do have the rotation and the hinge on the wrist. You do have an ab crunch that can look down that far, can look back that far. He does have a waist rotation. He has legs that can come apart all the way, which is something that I never thought I'd say is, boy, I wish Marvel Legends could do some of this Mattel articulation, because I love that we don't get that ugly Mattel gap that we used to get, but instead we get these nice regular legs. But man, that is crazy. And then he can kick forward, not as high as I would like, kick backwards, not much at all, upper thigh cut, double jointed knee, and then he does have a hinge, but he doesn't have any kind of rotation, but he does have some ankle pivot, but it doesn't rotate at all. But that's not bad, though. And finally, we have all the figures in this wave. We have the Gotham by Gaslight Batman, the 2 exclusives, Spoiler and Harley, the Collect and Connect figure, Lex Luthor, the 2 JLA members, the Ray and Vixen, and the Rebirth Wonder Woman. And that's about it for this review, everyone. And overall, I have to say this figure, with the exception that he does not have double jointed elbows, feels the most like a Marvel Legends figure. The articulation in the legs is really well done, especially like the ankle pivot and the hip joints. The articulation in the ab crunch is really well done. The head articulation could be a little bit better compared to what we've gotten in the past. It's still not terrible. And the fact that we have hinges and rotations on the wrists is actually, again, something that we haven't seen with the multiverse stuff. So this was actually a really well-executed figure. And I hate to say, like, especially for Mattel, but, I mean, if you've been a multiverse fan, you know that there's been some opportunities with the Mattel line. And I've said it with every other figure in my sign-off in this wave. I just really wish that Mattel was able to hang on to that license a little longer, because man, they were hitting a stride, and I know that we were going to get some really cool figures, coming up. But again, we'll just have to see what McFarlane's got in store for us. But anyway, as I said, that is it for this review. So if you like this review, please hit that like button. Subscribe for more content just like this. And aside from that, thanks for watching my video, and have a great day.